Brian Hayes. The Reds sent over Taylor Rodgers to get a little bit of a salary relief with that. And then we also sent over shortstop prospect Sammy Stefura. Sammy Stefura is a guy that we drafted in 2022. His power hasn't really come along. He's fast. He's toolsy. He's literally what we've drafted every year in the draft since Grawl's been mostly in charge. So we knew we had a surplus in there, but we didn't think it was going to be for someone that's going to be controllable up through the 2029 season.
That's pretty good because like all the hypotheticals that we were throwing out there, most of them were someone that's just going to be a rental player for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
So financially, this is a very good move financially.
Yeah.
Again, I do think this makes the team better, but there isn't the big bopper that we're hoping to get that you're thinking like, okay, we are going to win some games. There's going to be some great home runs, bigger power. Not necessarily how the Reds are going about getting themselves to that magic number to make it to the playoffs.
Well, the thing is they looked at this with Brian Hayes and they said, well, if we can't get a bat that's going to make a difference, let's get a glove that makes a difference. Because so far, he's got 15 outs above average. He's prevented 11 runs at third base. So instead of a run saved is a run earned in this department.
For sure.
And that's the way they're looking at it is, well, if we can continue to have great pitching, we can have great defense at third, and if we can save those runs, then we don't need to score them.
That's one way to think about it, and also kind of puts – they want to keep Marte's bat in the lineup, which I think we all do, allow him to develop, and he's the guy that can change the game with one swing of the bat, so they're going to keep him in right field as opposed to have him figuring out at third where we've seen, some situations occur where he, he struggles at third.
Yeah, double clutching, figuring out his feet, which way the ball's leaning. Marte came up as a shortstop. A lot of people said he would, come into his frame and they would move him to third. They did that. He has the speed to play right, and that's what they're going to do, and they're just going to keep him there, and that's fine because he's an athlete.
Yeah, he will figure it out. I think he'll figure it out just as well as, or probably better than what he would at third. Not necessarily that you can hide a player in the majors, but there's a lot less quick action going on at third, seemingly, where we've been having some bugaboos turning two, or situations where, again, air mails it on some pretty critical plays.
Yeah.
So that is something that you don't have to, clench your butt about now when a ball is hit to third.
Yeah.
Which is good.
You can relax the hole, baby.
Yeah, let it loose, baby. Loose flaps.
Loose flaps. You can relax your hole because that hole at third, tight.
Yeah, he's got it covered.
It is. Man. Okay. What was your initial reaction when you saw like Reds trade for Brian Hayes?
Well, I know we were very high on Gino. I think everyone is. He's the biggest suitor out there, or was. So I am very familiar with how this Reds organization operates. So yeah, you can have your fantasies, which I was living in it for a little bit, that maybe we'll get Gino.
Yeah.
So when it didn't happen, I wasn't necessarily extremely disappointed. It just felt very familiar. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, yeah, we didn't go out and get the big prospect, but what did we do? And what we did do was improve the defense, help out the bullpen, and potentially add a bat that is a solution to going against lefties where we seem to be lacking, slugging.
Right. When I first saw, there is so much hair on my mic. Mm-hmm. When I first saw the trade, I said, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And I was angry. Just, what the fuck? What are we doing? My phone's exploding, and my phone, when I'm typing in fuck and it said duck, it didn't even ask. It just auto-corrected back to fuck.
It's like, we know what you mean.
We know what you mean. We know the pressure of these thumbs. Billy angry.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And then more information came in, and I saw the defensive metrics, and it's like, okay, all right, I get it. But then then even more information came out. This is when it hit me. When the video came out, or the article came out that said that at the beginning of this year, Brian Hayes he messed up his back. He had a slip disc, a couple slip discs. And he said to reporters in February, I'm going to have this back problem for the rest of my life and the rest of my career. So I have to figure out is how I'm going to manage it, and how well I can manage it is going to depend on my play for the rest of my career.
If that doesn't spell a Cincinnati baseball player.
Woohoo!
Injuries, can't hit, we got a spot for you.
How would you like to be the future?
Yeah, we got a spot for you.
Boy, we got a spot. And I'm like, cool. So a guy who has only hit truly once in his career, and it was during the pandemic shortened season, and then it's just been downhill. You're like, I'm supposed to get excited? And then I watched the highlight reels of him snagging all those balls and being a wizard at third. I'm like, okay, I'm very excited for that part of his game. So then you got to ask, how bad is it? It isn't great on the surface. So far this year, 236, 279, 290 with an OPS of 569 with an OPS plus of 60. 40 points under your average hitter.
Which isn't good.
That's real bad. But you do go and you look at that, you look at that shortened season, 201 OPS in 24 games. Or you go back and look at 2023, 103 OPS. Like, okay, maybe. But what really gives me some hope is that now he has the fifth highest average exit velocity on the Reds.
That is more of an indictment on our players. If we're taking in one of the least successfully performing bats and bringing him over to the Reds, and already he's above the middle of the pack. That's not great.
No, it's not good.
But it's an improvement. And the defensive metrics, I think, are very enticing.
Sure.
Now, granted, defensive metrics play better throughout the course of a year. I mean, he's got, we said, 15 outs above average, and then you have the next player below him. Or are we just doing third baseman here?
That's just third.
That's just third. The next below him is Matt Chapman at 4.
Who's like one of the best defensive third basemen in baseball.
Yeah, so these do translate to runs prevented, which isn't the sexiest.
No, but like I said, it's a run saved is a run earned, just like this catch by Will Benson. Ready? Here we go. Up, oh!
Nice, buddy.
Great snag. That's how you bring it back. Hey, he's making James Alman look like a dipshit.
Moron, it goes in the glove. The webbing, not the heel.
Not the heel. Show me on the glove where the ball hurt you. The heel.
Yeah, man. So yeah, I had similar feelings of like, we didn't get the offensive bat.
No.
With Key Brian Hayes, but we did make a few other moves that kind of helped.
Yeah. Well, here's the other thing within the shoe that they say is like, everyone's like, he's got such a flat swing. He's got such a flat swing. Okay. Well, if we know that, let's go fix it. And Nick Kroll even said it in his presser where, hey, we're going to lengthen his swing a little bit. We're going to have him get some lift because he clearly smacks it. He barrels it.
Yeah.
It just doesn't go anywhere or goes into the ground or into the glove as a liner.
Yeah. If we can figure out how to get him to be a gap hitter or something like that, all these players are some of the best athletes on the planet. Most of them are very coachable.
Yeah.
So hopefully, our batting team can do well and figure out like some of the issues that he has to improve the offensive numbers, and seemingly defensively, he's perfect.
Well, he already said that in his presser today before the game. He's like, I've already talked with Valleca. I've already talked with the other hitting instructors. There's some stuff that we're going to work on. So, like, he's already coming into this knowing I got to go to bat rehab. I got to detox from this swing. I'm going to get some night sweats. I'm going to have to call and apologize to some people. The 9 steps of recovery from a bad swing.
Correct. You got to sip on Sprite, eat some chicken noodle soup, call your exes. We'll get through this.
Yeah, you'll get night sweats, but you know what? You'll get some lift.
Yeah, you'll get some lift, buddy. You'll be barreling balls in no time.
No time. So, dude, and so knowing that he's open to that, you're like, okay, cool. And another thing, someone posted this on Reds Riverfront Nation, and I forget who it was. Sorry you're not getting your flowers, but who cares? they compared his Ke'Bryan Hayes' first 6 seasons to Brandon Phillips' first 6 seasons. Now, granted, Brandon Phillips didn't have, he had a good amount of playing time in Cleveland, but nothing like the last 2 years of the 6-year run that he had in Cincy. You put them side by side. I mean, Ke'Bryan Hayes already acquired 14.6 WAR because of his defensive metrics, and Brandon Phillips has 4. You know, Ke'Bryan Hayes, but in Ke'Bryan's played 576 games. Brandon's played 442. I mean, it's almost double the plate appearances that Brandon's had. Home runs, though, Brandon's got 53. Ke'Bryan has 39. RBI's 212 for Ke'Bryan, 207 for Brandon. Same amount of stolen bases at 61. Brandon's got a little bit of a higher batting average of 262 to 254. Ke'Bryan's got 1 point on him on the on-base percentage of 307 over 306. OPS plus, Ke'Bryan Hayes 87, Brandon Phillips 85. So what they're saying is, you know, like, hey, man, like Brandon Phillips, highly touted prospect coming up, and the Reds traded him for a player to be named later. You know, the Cleveland team at the time wanted to, you know, move off and move on. We cleaned up.
Yeah, man. And if you're a Cincinnati fan, you know what Brandon Phillips has meant. He was such a fun guy, tremendously talented. He had a clutch bat at times, a phenomenal fielder. And we look at the numbers, Ke'Bryan Hayes has better defensive and some offensive metrics. Granted, it was just in the first 6 seasons. Yeah. But still, I think that's a great comp.
It's a great comp. And so you're hoping that maybe he can have a Brandon Phillipsian turnaround. That'd be great if he did.
Yeah, man, I'd love that. He's an athlete. Athletes tend to thrive with the Reds, and just having a solid person in the hot corner will really prevent, some runs from being scored. Or like we just saw, he turned a great double play.
Yeah, which that saved a run right there.
Seriously.
Already. The other thing that's really nice is the contract. When you look at this contract, it was the biggest contract signed in Pittsburgh Pirates history until they locked up Brian Reynolds. I mean, they front-loaded it. So for 2022, 2023, $10 million. 2024, $7 million. This year, it's $7 million. Next year, $7 million. 2027, $7 million. 2028, $8 million. 2029, $8 million. 2030 is a club option with a buyout of $6 million if they don't want him, but it's $12 million if they want to keep him at age 33. So he's here.
Yeah, man, we got a controllable player.
We got a controllable player with an elite glove if his back doesn't fall like a loose Jenga set.
Yeah, if all of his discs don't slip, he's pretty good.
He's pretty good. So this is a move that you don't really get to see of a short term and a long term.
Yeah, and that is not something I honestly had my sights on so much. Like, ideally, I was like, oh, we'll sign Gino. Somehow he'll just want to play for the Reds again and give us like a sweetheart deal.
Yeah.
That is more so fantasy.
Sure.
So having the option to have this guy till 2029 at least, that plays pretty well.
Plays well, but it also blocks Sal Stewart.
Potentially.
I mean,
or just gives him more time to develop, and then we can ease him in and have him at third, and you never know. I mean, there could be another trade we make next year.
Sure. Or they say Ke'Bryan's the future at third, and he's a part of a package to go get a long-term, controllable, big outfield bat.
Yeah.
Who knows? But, I mean, I love Sal Stewart. I think that you could also have him play left. He can learn how to play left field. And you're like, hey, down in Louisville, learn how to play left because Austin Hayes is a free agent. Mm-hmm. There you go. Plug him in.
Yeah, man. If you got a good bat, they'll find a spot for you. Just not third right now.
Just not third, right. That, like they just did with Marte, where it's like, hey, you got a good bat? We're going to have you figure out right field.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of players out there that have great bats and just suck ass at fielding. But they're some of the best players in the game. So
yeah.
I was just going to say that, it's he has the potential to be there for a while, and I think having a bit more of a veteran presence with him, I think that will bode well for the rest of the infield. Maybe we'll have him settle down a little bit more.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and if we have Sal Stewart, if we feel that he's ready to come up next year, which seemingly that is going to be the case.
It's going to be the case.
Maybe we'll find a spot for him, but probably maybe not at third.
Not at third. No, he's there. So you could put him, I think he's going to start taking reps at first. They'll put him in right. They'll put him in left. Because now you look around the diamond, and until the 2027 season, you are set in your infield. You've got Stevenson behind the dish. At first, you have Steer, and he was leading the team in defensive outs save or whatever. He was leading that
Steer?
positionally. Yeah.
Wow.
With 7 runs saved at first base.
Man.
Yeah. So he was leading, and then they went and got a guy who's doing, wizard shit. And then McLean at second, and that's going to stick. The Reds aren't moving off of him. They're going to let him continue, just figure it out the rest of the year. And Elliott, this also says Ellie's staying at short, and now you got this guy at third. You are now locked, signed, sealed, delivered, unless you have Sal Stewart come up and compete for first base with Steer.
Yeah, and I do think that settles down players of just knowing what the makeup is of your infield. So it's not just this question who we're going to roll out. It's more of a comfortable thing. Like know who's going to be at your left and your right.
We know who's here. We're locked in. So to do this at the deadline is crazy. It is a salary dump by the Pirates, and this is another, hey, let's hope, because baseball teams are built on hope. And fuck, they have to figure out his swing. Or again, you are looking at trying to fill a position that you traded away at the beginning of the 2022 season that has gone on to flourish. And you tried to put Moose back there, that didn't work. Then you go out and you sign Jammer Candelario, that didn't work. And now this is your last option.
Yeah, it really is. So hopefully this will work out well in the Reds' favor and Brian Hayes' as well. Welcome to the team, man. Hopefully you thrive here.
Let's hope. I mean, defensively he will. We just need him to hit, and, maybe there are the changes that come. We just don't know. And with the way this team is hitting, I don't know how much I believe in it in general. So either way, keep Brian Hayes as a Red. And he's going to be here unless they DFA him and decide to pay him to not play baseball like they did with the Candyman.
Yeah, which has happened. Or we turn him around like another team just did with our former closer.
Yeah, with Taylor Rodgers. Yeah.
Alexis Diaz, I was talking about.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, dude. Oh, my God. So I'm at the game. I'm at the Dodgers game, and Alexis comes in, and I'm sitting there, and sitting behind me is Mookie Betts' brother.
What?
Yeah, dude, it was wild. And I knew it was Mookie Betts' brother because he looked just like Mookie Betts. Mm-hmm. It's indistinguishable.
Was he also bowling?
He was. Yeah, he actually had on a Dodgers bowling shirt.
Ask me about my brother's 300 games.
With just blue flames on the side. And I was just like, we were chatting, just starting talking, and I was like, oh, here he comes. Get ready for 5 walks. No, just 9 pitches. We were too aggressive. Just fly out, fly out, fly out, fly out.
Man, that was a dagger. That hurt.
Sucked. Mm-hmm. Where I'm like, guys, you played with him. You watched him be ass.
You know how he operates.
Wait.
Yeah, let it go.
Come on. Or they did him a solid.
Yeah.
Which is also some horse shit. So yeah. But then the long story short is I grabbed Mookie Betts' brother's wife and we ran off into the bathroom.
That was a great story. It was a wonderful romance.
Thank you. Thank you. Really romancing the stone over here.